Alright guys, welcome back to another layout update. This one is going to be for the end of September. And as usual, it's overdue a little bit, I know. But anyways, we got a lot to get to, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump in. We're going to start over here in the staging yard. And then we'll get to the workbench on a separate video. But not too much stuff new here. For a change, we're going to start off with rolling stock updates. A couple of these cars are brand new. The first one right here, this is a Walthers Mainline Union Pacific stock car. It's pretty much stock. The only thing I did, you probably can't see that, is I went through and adjusted the wheels, coupler height, excuse me. This one I got off a buddy of mine. All these have, except for the caboose, have had the coupler height adjusted. This is a relatively new purchase. This is a Proto 1000. And then, of course, you got this. I just got to find out our log bunker. I'm still working on them. And then the other thing I did with this is I swapped it out to Intermountain 30, my standard of Intermountain 33-inch wheel sets from the Walthers plastic wheels. So that's what all that is. This is not new. Maybe you haven't seen this. This is a Bachmann Union Pacific F7B. I went ahead and disassembled the whole thing, gave it fresh lubrication and cleaning, checked the motor, and I mentioned it and then had Ben weather it up. So I mention it because I went ahead and ordered the motherboard for this today from TCS. I already have a Tsunami 21 pin that I'm going to put in here. So I'll do my usual bit with the trike lights and everything. And this will be number 3 for my Union Pacific lash up. I'm going for ABBA. So do this one and then it'll be onto the area unit. So the next new thing I got off another buddy of mine that he's focusing on Santa Fe and 40, so he's selling off a lot of the rest of the collection. It is a Walt and Athearn RTR Union Pacific pool caboose. And basically this is the updated version of the bay window old blue box kit, except this one is a cupola. So it's got a new frame. This one comes with metal wheels and a fair amount of detail on the side. So it is nice that I can get the shell off, because at some point I would like to maybe add a sound card decoder to this. Obviously this is not the 50s, but it is perfect for my early 2000s cold drag. So that's where that's going. And then the one thing that I am out of all, man, that's really in there. Still have a few things to show you, but out of everything, what I am the most excited for, and I should have gotten this out of the sleeve beforehand. Actually, I better not. I better just leave it. It is a Proto 2000 210-2. And this one is Colorado and Southern number 906. So it's Proto, and of course that means it has sound and everything. I got the box for it. And this is eventually going to be a coal hauling locomotive. So combination of these 210-2s and 2662s are going to be the coal haulers, and the articulators are probably going to have to be brass if I wanted to pull a decent amount. So is what it is. But that's what's going on with that. I didn't bother getting the tender out because it's just a standard tender. A couple other things I picked up. Dang it. We got 3 of these older tank cars from Model Power. These do come with knuckle couplers, but need the wheels replaced. So buddy gave me these. Are not his era. But we got a Shell, we got a Texaco, and we got a what is that? DSLX, Dominion Crystal Sugars. So obviously Canadian. But gave you those 3. So they are on the list of stuff that could be fixed pretty easy. So that's rolling stock. Other thing I picked up is a Athearn Genesis tender to go with the IHC 282. I'm just going to swap out tenders and then eventually put the decoder in there. And main reason for that is, of course, the Athearn tender has body mount coupler boxes, so much preferable over the truck mounted Talgo style couplers. That's pretty much acquisitions as far as the layout. The one thing we've done is this is mudded the joint here. First coats, we still got a lot of sanding to do. And then moving around the corner, we've got the first part of the valence up, which obviously I'm very, very, very excited about that. And then moving over here, we've got some lighting, and these are, well, I'm going to show you how bright this is with the room light on. You turn each one of them on individually, and this is a whole system. So these are not going to be layout line, they're going to be work lights. Probably going to need about 8 more of them, but they're connected via cable, and they just plug into a regular outlet. And eventually they'll plug into the box, receptacle box, right there. And then the actual lighting on here will be Arduino controls for the transitions. So that's that. Probably one of the change I'm most excited about as far as the bench work is the fact that the first 2 brand new modules are in completely. So I am uber excited about that. But 24 radius template on there, just to give an idea where this is going to go. It's basically, if I can get this in the right position, you're basically looking at that. So this is the outer, 22 will be inside, and then the reason I got so much width right here is you're going to have an embankment, and then from where my thumb is out is going to be the Hocking River on both sides. And you get over here, and this takes, as you can see, it takes a rather wide curve, but I'm really excited about that, folks. The first 2 new modules. And then I'll mention the end of the peninsula when we get to it. But if we work our way around, nothing really has changed over here other than the backdrop. The other thing we did was we redid the bracing. So if you'll notice, this peninsula has been cut back. I went ahead and sacrificed another 3 inches because I've got to have a walkway, and then I've got to have about 8 inches here for 2 tracks. And I don't want to repeat the mistake of having the walkways be way, way too narrow. I'm not going to do that. So basically what I did is we rebuilt it. We've got a 1x4 going across, and then we've got a 2x4 going across. We've got a 1x4 shelf with a 2x4 piece screwed into, and then we've got a diagonal brace that's screwed in down there, screwed in right there. And then we have another piece of 2x4 and the bracing. You can see right there where the screws run from the bracing runs into this piece. So was trying to figure out what to do about the hill here, how to disguise that with scenery. I think what I'm going to do is just extend the backdrop up. So it's going to end here. I did measure this, and this is 12 inches. So that's plenty to have a couple inches for the creek, the embankment, your 2 tracks, a ridge, and then from here over, so you're looking about a 2-inch thick tree line. And that's going to be plenty to disguise the transition into the backdrop. So this is what I'm pushing on right now. The other big thing we started is, if you'll come over here, you'll notice we moved the bracing down, and this module is gone. I got the 2 over there in, and it wasn't exactly squared up. And this layout, I want it exact. I want stuff as close as I can get. So I did what I was going to do in the beginning, got talked out of. I went ahead and took this out completely. So it's going to be a regular module. All the plywood and pieces of lumber are out in the garage. I'm going to reuse the same cut piece of plywood, so all the corks on, all the tracks on it. There's even still switch machines on it. We just got to cut it up the middle. So the plan for this whole peninsula, kind of the order, if you will, is we got to get these in. So bring it over here. We'll go up this side. This will be a duplicate, and the frame will just come over and then butt up against this. And I don't have turnouts on our side, so I don't have to worry about putting feeders over this thing at all. But get those 2, and then come on the peninsula, get the sub-row bed, and that will determine where the connector track punches through on the backdrop. And once we do that, we can come over here, and we have to lower these supports too. But wherever it punches through over here, then we can take some foam, go ahead and build it up to the 2-inch width a little more, and then paint the foam tunnel black and then gray, weather it up, and paint this whole side of the backdrop flat black to help disguise it. And then we're going to be able to do this side of the backdrop. And it's this side where I'm going to put the one that Mom painted. So that's what we're going to do over here. I'm going to have to come up with something different. If I absolutely have to put screws into it, I will. I really don't want to have to do that. That might not be avoidable. We'll see. But that is what we're going to do. So we'll figure out how to get that up there and then extend it. That's going to be the base, because the lady from Nolan's train group who's painting backdrops for me, we're going to go off of that. So, but once we get that done, then I can move on to track work and get the peninsula, and then we come over to this wall in the room. So that's pretty much it. Not too much as far as upcoming stuff. We've done a whole lot of stuff up at Nolan's. I will get a couple clips of that, so I'm going to start working on that video fairly soon. I'll make a follow-up video. Well, I'll just go ahead and mention it now. The one I put out previously on NCE, we found out what the problem was. We have not heard back from NCE, but the hunch is we blew the jack for the control bus. So not the command station and booster part inside, just the jacks. And there's a separate circuit board that controls that. So that's probably what we blew. The command station is up at NCE. We're waiting to hear back from them, and Nolan went ahead and ordered a PB105 that's actually supposed to go with it. And for the time being, we've got the SB5 plugged in to the rest of the layout running it. And we had trains circulating up there Friday when we were working on stuff. So that's the plan with that. Going to go ahead and put the PB105 in, and then when the command station gets back, we'll put that in. But yeah, so stuff's coming up on that. Other thing, if any of you are in the Birmingham, Alabama area in the last weekend of October or are within driving distance of it, I will be at the, oh, what's the chapter? I think it's Music City. I can't remember. Train show down there. So uh, I'll mention a couple things that you can use to spot me when we get closer to that. And if you're there and you see me, come on up and say howdy. I'd love to meet some of y'all. But that's pretty much it for the layout. Pretty big change from the last video. Work sessions are going to stop next couple weeks just because we got a community garage sale that we got to get out of the way. So, no cluttering up the garage with sawdust and everything. Which, it's a little bit of a bummer because, if we were at the point where we were doing track work, then, yeah, I could just do track work. But it's a good thing, though. Give me a chance to work on some locomotive projects for other people and get some video editing knocked out. So, all right, y'all. This video is already nearly 17 minutes, so I'm probably going to call it quits. Other thing, this assembly has come back out. The old plywood from the old electrical cabinet is going to be cut up and put in here as basically paneling to wall it off. We'll paint everything flat black, and then we'll come back and we'll put the shelving in. So that's what's going on with that. And yeah, I'll see y'all on the next video. Usual, comment, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll see you next time.